Interesting name. Well, he's asking me about the times of being recluse. You know, even when I was 18 years old, I moved to Florida from Indiana, and my dad and our family had a house here for years, and it was out on the island out here, Anna Maria Island. And you know, the taste of the blue skies and the white sand beaches and the beautiful water. Being a Hoosier boy, I fell in love immediately. And then went to school here for a year or so, and I just love Florida. So, but I was so confused. I was married at 18, had my first child at 18, so it was tough. And then you had Vietnam. You had all kinds of things going on there. So the stresses and all the problems. And the family, and I was always a workaholic. My dad owned farms and just all kind of dealership. He was a Chrysler dealer, and so it was just work. It was just constant work. Everything was work. So when I got out of high school, I didn't want to settle down and go back to work, and that's what you did. You went to work at factories like Cummins or RCA. So I worked at RCA putting screws in the back of TV sets. Now, I'm sitting there putting screws back in the TV set, just almost asleep doing it. I mean, it's just not a life that I wanted to live. And so I one day got so confused, I just locked myself in my dad's house in Florida. I wouldn't turn on the TV, I wouldn't turn on the radio, and I forced myself to take a look at who I thought I really was. What did I really want? Who, you know. So I locked myself in a house for 2 weeks just doing that. Didn't go out, didn't do anything. I came out with a big smile on my face. I decided to love myself and honor my own self. And so then when I became a raw foodist and a fruitarian, I went into the woods, and a friend of mine had an old Volkswagen van, and I bought an old Volkswagen van. I thought living in it was pretty cool. Little cramped, but you know, a little space heater for the winters down here. Thank God I couldn't live up north too much. So I lived several years in a Volkswagen camper van, but I was full of ecstasy and joy. I had bliss. All I did was read and study and walk and be, and so, you know, it was great. And when I studied a lot of these masters that were locked into caves and stuff, like Malarappa's story is an incredible story, just of the intenseness of the aloneness, not loneliness, the intensity of aloneness. And then Paul Twitchell would come around with a chapter called That Alone Exists. And when you think about it, we generally refer to God as only one. So when you realize that only that exists, or that alone exists, you start to realize that even though we're all buddies, each of us are alone in our own selves, and that all things are alone. The connection is that we're all the alone. And so it's just a deep connection there, my friend, and I love the fact that you experienced that. So grace and love to you, too. Time to go. Okay, so you always say that to me. Do you see that? So Pocahontas, Joy, thank you for your, I love you too, sweetheart. I just love all you guys. And I am sorry that I am so far behind here. And I thank all your support for Kelly. And Kelly, you got to take this support and run with it. That's power. That's energy for you. Grab it and go. Don't wallow in self-pity anymore. Grab and go, honey. And you'll be good. Make it happen. That's what I say. You've got to make it happen. Look at all these YouTubers. They're making it happen for themselves. So they're doing real well. And then I'll be back with you. I'll be there in just 1 minute. Okay. Okay. Is it something we can answer here on that they can hear?
No, that's something you wrote for somebody else.
Oh, something I wrote, huh? Okay, I wanted to get all this pre-atrial fibrillation and this ablation and stuff, but detox. I'll try to hit on this again, and thank you very much. And come on in, and you push that button right there in. Sorry about that. Bye-bye, guys. Thank you. Love you all. Now, push it in. No, not on top.